Kevin Lemley, criminal defense lawyer here in Central Arkansas. We have offices in Little Rock, Cabot, and Searcy. Gonna talk today about knowing your rights under Arkansas's Freedom of Information Act. And we tend to call this FOIA for short, FOIA. We pronounce it FOIA. Now, this is a very powerful tool that we have where we can get public documents, videos, all that sorts of things from public employees. And where this fits into a criminal defense matter. So let's say you have a case going on or you've been arrested and you want to see this evidence against you, you want to see the videos, that sort of thing. Well, here's the thing. They have to provide that to you under the Freedom of Information Act. It's very, very simple to do, very simple to execute, but we have a lot of law enforcement agencies that are getting out of hand and they're starting to deny these FOIA requests. So I'm going to break it down, kind of show you how this works, show you what some of the problems that we've been running into and how you can best get around. So first things first is who can make a FOIA request, and it's any citizen of the state of Arkansas. So as long as you live here, you can send the request. You don't have to be a lawyer, don't have to be a certain official or anything like that. Now you can make the request orally or in writing. You can just call them up and ask for it. You can show up in person and ask for it, or you can do it in any writing. Now, what we do in our practice is we like to send an email. That way we have a record of when the email was sent, when they received it. We'll turn on the read receipts to see when they saw it, that sort of thing. So you've been arrested, you're facing a crime, or you have a loved one that is, you know what police department arrested them, you send the FOIA request there, and then they have to provide all that information to you. We've seen several problems where law enforcement is trying to get away from their obligation to do this. All right. So when you send that request, they have 3 days to give it to you. And if you send it to the wrong person that's not the custodian of record, then they have to tell you who it is that is the proper custodian for you to send it to. So what we've seen with law enforcement, you send in the request and they'll say, oh no, you have to fax it. No, that's not correct. Once they received it, you properly submitted the request. Then they'll say, oh, well, you have to file a motion for discovery. That's not correct either. Discovery is a separate obligation by the prosecuting attorney that we do in the case, but a FOIA request is a separate obligation by the arresting law enforcement agency. If I'm actually representing you in a case, I'm going to get this information from discovery, but I can also get it from FOIA. And then if I'm not representing you, I can't file a motion for discovery, and you can't file a motion for discovery because you're not a lawyer. So they can't make you go get the same information in discovery. They have to honor FOIA. Now, the other thing that we're seeing some law enforcement agencies now, and there's a couple of sheriff's departments like White County and Lono. What they're doing is they're saying, all right, if it's an open case, we're considering that an open investigation. We're not giving you anything. That's not correct either. And I'm personally filing a couple of lawsuits over this. There's only certain exceptions where they can withhold those records. So it has to be a situation like they've got an ongoing investigation involving other people, or they have to protect a confidential informant or that sort of thing. But what these sheriff's offices are doing is they're just making a blanket denial. If it's an ongoing case, they're not going to provide it. That's not the standard. So when they do that, you can file a lawsuit against them. We would be happy to help you out with that. We have a form FOIA request that we're going to provide to you. You can check that out in the link so you can use it for yours, but it's very important to know your FOIA rights. So if you want to know what's going on with your case or with a loved one's case, you have these rights as an Arkansas citizen to use FOIA. It's important to understand it. Use these free materials that we got for you, and we wish you the best of luck. Thanks.